Bum, 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 bum. Hey everybody, happy Friday afternoon. I'm Christopher Dahl, and welcome to the Space Art by Christopher Dahl Studios in the frozen Midwest of the United States. Thank you for joining on Friday afternoon. Remember to cancel your meetings because you should be having them on a Friday afternoon in the first place. Anyway, welcome aboard everybody. Just check out the chat. Hey, we are rocking and rolling in on time. How very cool. Well, we'll get settled in. I'll just give a quick review on some of the things we're doing. Well, last week we did some more Space Frog, which was really great. And we're going to start off this week again with our official, it's really catching a lot of light here. A lot of Space Frog collage action. So we're going to start off with one of those today again. Hey, how you doing there, Houdini? Houdini Bob's back in the house. Greetings, happy Friday afternoon. Hope you're doing pretty good. We're gonna have a good time with this one. I'm enjoying getting back into the rhythm of this, especially now that things are kind of reasonably well set up here. We've knock on wood, haven't had too many technical issues. Oh, we had a slew of them over the summer. It was very frustrating. I think we nailed them down with thanks to several of you, including Iridium. Thank you. So yeah. Anyway, happy Friday. Woohoo! It's Mediocre. How you doing, Mediocre Modeler? Good to see you again. Hello, Mediocre. My Wonderfest planning may be really in danger here this year. So I hope I can get back to Louisville this year and see everybody. But looks like all the rooms have already been taken until they release a few more to the Wonderfest crowd. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, Rhonda, how you doing? Happy Friday afternoon. Greetings. Hope the crocheting is going well. You've got the perfect weather for it. Absolutely. And if it's anything like what we've got, I don't even know if I want to show you the view out of the window. Yeah, let's just try it. I was going to do this last week. Let's see how this works out. Pardon my camera here. Let's see if we get a good view. I'll just check this out. So there's my door. Oh yeah, it's like blown out, right? So yeah, it's very snowy out there for sure. I have to readjust the settings. It won't auto configure for that. I've got it set for the room if that helps at all. Yeah. So anyhow, greetings. How's everything going? So we are here today. Let me see. I got to do a thing on my camera. Maybe I won't do that. We'll see how that goes. Okay, cool. Just to reach up. I've got a camera right overhead. It's all good. I haven't booked my room for Louisville yet. I need to check that. Dang it. Oh, thanks for that up. Yeah, like they had. Oh, so Wonderfest. For those of you that don't know, Wonderfest is a model convention, if you will. So it's mainly the spaceship models, like the old Galileo 7 here from round 2. I'm not sponsored, by the way. So, but Jamie, you're welcome to chat with me if you want to. I can talk. Yeah. So yeah, it's so yeah, models. It's a convention for models, and it's been kind of a small convention. Usually they open up reservations for hotel rooms in January 1st, first week of January. And I think it's sold out in the first week, so they've released a couple more bookings for it. But every year, it's getting a little more popular. So it's the first year I haven't in a long time that I didn't get a room right on the thing. So anyway, I might have to secure a room anyway. Yeah. Oh, Houdini Bob said, "Oh, you're to rub it in. It's sunny and 80 here. Congratulations." Actually, I do wonder what the hell was I thinking when I moved from the Pacific Northwest. What the heck? I'm gonna make a quick adjustment on my camera. It's showing a little hot. So yeah, let's see. Where's my if I do that wrong way. But let's just get it to focus. There we go. Do that and done. There we go. Oh, way too high. Oh my god. What the heck, man? This is the stupidest camera controls I'm back to needing a new camera again. So by the way, so shout out to chat to all of you. I'm not streaming in 4K right now. I'm streaming in it's whatever 10, 19, 20, 19. Anyway, it's not 4K. I may be able to if I get one a newer camera. I skipped the Elgato camera, which would do it, but so I still have my older cameras. But So if it's bothering you that it's low res, let me know. I will. I'll see about. There will be a move to 4K overall. My camera supports it, I think. Although it has a tendency to get hot when it does that, so I might have to do some testing on my primary. This camera, the art camera that we're using right here. There we go. Yeah. So here's my current model kit for the week. Yeah. So. Here's the deal. We are, the models. Anyhow, 80 degrees. How dare you? What was I thinking? So, I'm just going to throw a couple of these out here. It's all good? Oh, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Rod. I appreciate it. So, all of my current models, including the Enterprise that I showed last week, all need the airbrush set up. And I don't have that set up yet. I have it moved back in, but not in. So, I decided I'm going to move in. I mean, look at the size. This is really great. The old shuttlecraft from Star Trek, which I absolutely adored this model, this ship, if you will. But it's big. Where's the flap? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this thing's the danger. I just dropped a piece. Ah! I think it's it right there. Look at that. I dropped a piece into the garbage can that's sitting right here. So I get to go fish after this. But yeah, this is it's pretty good size. Now. Not this previous Wonderfest, but the year before, Jason Eaton and the crew did a whole, build the shuttlecraft as something else kind of a thing, and it was a very, very cool, very cool exhibit. I've always been fascinated by this ship, and this is going to just be a build-up because I didn't get the version of this model that has the whole interior. This is just the shuttlecraft. There's no interior, although it is a gigantic, empty thing. So, there's another photo. No, that's really, yeah, a little photo on the edge of it right here. This boxy thing, which I adore this ship from the old show. It was just it's a nostalgia. That's what I'm looking for. It's a nostalgia thing, right? Not to mention the fact that when I was growing up, they didn't have a lot of models of this. They did. AMT released a model of this ship, but it was like it was misfigured in a toy. Even I could tell that, for God's sakes. I was 10 years old or less watching it on TV going, that wasn't the actual shuttlecraft, gosh darn it. Anyway, so this is a really good one. So for this one, since I don't have the interior, I'm going to build it without an interior. I'm just going to, in fact, this is the Galileo, was the name of the shuttlecraft from the old show. But it also gives you options of doing the, the Columbus, which appeared in one episode, and apparently the Einstein, which I don't think actually appeared, but was mentioned. Oh, here we go. Here's a shot of it as the Columbus, out of focus. But yeah, model kit build. Hey, we're known to do model kit builds on this one. We're not going to do this one today. Sorry, I hope I didn't get your hopes up. I'm just reviewing. This is on my bench, so I'm gonna knock this one together. Just because I break up the day. I have dedicated slots for studio time. Why am I putting it away? I know, right? Sorry. We're not gonna actually here. I won't do this. Yeah, right. We won't. I'm not actually gonna build this one on the stream today, but I have actually done them before. Here's the thing with model builds. It's fun, but there are some really boring steps to almost every model that, so I know, right? So I have tried. The last one I did was the Space 1999 Hawk also by Round 2, which is also a brilliant kit. But I think everybody here that was watching it would be like, yeah, this is kind of like watching grass grow. Not quite as fun. I have done models on the live stream before. I did. In fact, I did a nice... Here, let me go grab it here. You might not have been on this. Hold tight. I'm going to reach over onto the old shelf here. That one. And this one. Now, this was hey, check mark. This is fun. These were... I say this is fun. Because it is. I think it is fun. All right, here we go. I actually... I did the paint job on these two. On the live stream. So this is the Millennium Falcon by Bandai, and the Rebel Blockade Runner, which was maybe I do need to turn this back up just a little bit. Let's do that. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So this was fun. So the paint job on these, yeah, they're small models. So it's really just kind of um, it's a lot of washes, right? So you get a base color down, you do some nice washes. This was fun to do on the live stream, and I will probably do more of the painting stages like that, or major assemblies, if you will. But some of the models, it's just like, well, he's whittling some plastic off of this piece, and now he's sanding it with what looks like a nail file. Which actually I do use nail files for models because they're damn good. Um, yeah. So anyway, so we will absolutely do we will absolutely do model. I just wanted to show off what we're working on. Anyhow, too fun. Hope your week has been going well. Hope everyone's staying safe. Oh, this was a fun one too. My big brushes. This is the sequence I'm going to call only an artist will appreciate this story. These were pretty good sized these are thick brushes, right? These are big brushes. Just to give you an idea, my standard live stream brush when I go for a wide brush is this one. These were larger by at least a bit more. Anyhow, I loved these two brushes, and I've had these. Gosh, I had this one right here going back to when I first kind of picked up painting again, really back in 2012. Yeah, that far back. And I had this one's it's a great brush. It is held up well, but I got it all nastied. I painted with oils once, and it got all jammed up so badly that I thought I'd ruined the brush. But turns out if you soak these things in Murphy's oil soap for a week, and I did, they're all soft again. Yay! So I get to use my big brush on my big paintings. And the same thing happened. I bought this one to take the place of this one, and I did the same thing. In fact, there's still some phthalo blue in here on this one that I never washed out, so I killed my second one. I'm like, well, gosh, I'm not gonna buy a third one anyway. With those with those smaller models, yeah, the paint will be done in about 5 minutes. It was an entertaining show, honestly, to do those. It was actually really fun because you can just skip from one point to the other. This one was bigger, so you'd actually see what you were doing. I saw you paint those, but I had to tape my laptop to my head. Yeah, exactly. I do want to do the bigger models, and here's the thing. I've most of the models that I've worked on up until our recent move to this house were the smaller models, something that would basically be about this size, because I was always flying to Wonderfest where I'd bring the models to a show, and yeah. So I get to work on the bigger models now, and we've got some big models. It's going to be fun. I keep saying it's going to be fun because I've been wanting to do it for a long time, and here we are. So with all that out of the way, the next thing, I was griping last week about how I couldn't find my knives. My knives. It's very important as an artist in these tough and turbulent times that you keep a good supply of knives ready. I highly recommend that to all the artists out there. So yeah, I haven't even organized. I just grabbed them. I grabbed them from every corner because I was getting tired of like, wait a second, they were in this one. They all need to be clean too, but that's okay. So we're going to be doing some, this is just the way sometimes my stuff ends up. It ends up getting dirty. You want to judge me? It's a free show. Don't judge me. Howdy from Oregon City, Oregon. Mostly sunny and 48 degrees. Greetings, Mark. How you doing? Wow, that's a good that's not bad for Oregon City. I this time of year. Murphy's will clean those knives too. Perfect. We'll be having a little Murphy's oil soap party after this one. But I was just happy to grab my knives back. That was yay! And I got to find a place for all these. Anyway, I'm just going to throw them down here for now. Get them out of my way as we go. Oh yeah, so I got this. I got some other pieces. Got my coffee in my United Nuclear Radioactive Materials mug, which is my favorite stupid coffee mug. That there we go. Danger radioactive materials contains fissile uranium-238 and plutonium-233 in liquid suspension. So cheers, everybody. Oh yeah, 10 Fahrenheit, Mark says, and it'll probably get snow. Oh my gosh. We're having a great winter here, I tell you. Bum, ba-dum. Almost good enough to do spray paint art. Exactly. Almost good enough to do. We're getting there. I could do. I haven't done an airbrush on live on it since the model ones, but that's okay. Yeah. So we are now currently hovering at. Not even sure. We're the weather report here from Space Art Studios. It's currently reading 25, but the wind is picking up. And it's snowing. It looks like a snow globe out there. I turned the camera, but it's just going to get washed out by all the right snow. I like winter. Don't get me wrong. I really do. But we're discovering now that we own an old house. This house was built in 1938, and there's a couple of corners that clearly have not been properly sealed in the roof line that we've discovered. So we're finding we're locating the spring projects. Let's put it this way. We had a little water intrusion, nothing major, just annoying. So yeah, winter. What the heck was I thinking? And Long Beach, Washington, which my mother actually told me this. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Like 63 degrees Fahrenheit on the Pacific coast of Washington State, just over the border from Oregon. From you there. So I don't know what sort of swing of madness that was to think that February in Long Beach, Washington is warmer than most other areas. I never would have thought that. I do miss the Pacific Northwest, and I look forward to going back at some point. But for right now, this is working out well. No, no major regrets other than the obvious ones. Alrighty. I hope everyone's week's been well. I'm looking forward to getting into some painting. Oh, which reminds me, events coming up. If you are on the Patreon this Sunday, 3 p.m., the same time slot, we are going to be doing a Patreon-only live stream. That's right. I'm finally getting off my tush to do that. And let me give you a little link here for you. If you are so inclined. This is for Patreon members. Forgive me. I hate the exclusivity model, but unfortunately, it is the only way to go. So here we go. That will be. So there's a link to our Patreon page, and if you're not able to go there, that's perfectly fine. I'm not going to hold it against anyone. Believe me, that's fine. We're going to work very hard to do some really cool stuff to make it worth your while to show up, and I hope that you do. Thank you. I'm also going to grab. Let me find one other thing. I want to invite all of you to join our Discord because that is free, and that's where I post notifications for all of this stuff. Is primarily through Discord and on my YouTube channel. I'll occasionally be throwing it on Facebook, but I'm stepping away from Meta. I'm doing the slow walk away from it. So we're to really pay attention and be in the know of everything. Space Art by Christopher Dahl. Check it out. And I will just say that the Space Frog stuff is a push that is being featured prominently over on the Discord, so on the and the Patreon. So there you go. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Glad to make it for the live side. Well, welcome aboard, Dave. Appreciate it. Hey, happy Friday to everybody. Excellent. We're just getting ready to do the main gig here. We're gonna get rolling. So hope your Friday's all safe. So Patreon live stream on Sunday at 3. Got some fun stuff. It's actually going to be hosted through Patreon, so I'm sure there's going to be technical hurdles to get through. But the nice thing about it is I can play whatever damn music I want to, and not worry too much about YouTube slamming the door. So we're gonna make it a party. Anyway, I hope to see you there. Cool. So today, we started this. I know it's going to blow out because the light is hitting it. Let me try to, there we go. So this crazy thing, which I love this project. This is a 16 by 20 inch canvas. And the theme for this canvas is Space Frog. Broken into panels. We've got 3 of them already. This one, each one of these represents we're doing a drawing. So each week we do a drawing. The first one was Battle, and that was this one right here. That was our first one. Second week we did Cats, which I have in our bin here. And the third one, which we did last week, was Spaghetti. All featuring Space Frog the character. So let's go ahead and get rolling and find out this week. Oh yeah, here's the list. The credit goes to my wife Stephanie, who is awesome in so many ways, and she came up with this idea. And so yeah, Theme Space Frog. Each week we're going to draw a square. As you can see, we got the ones from the previous week, cats and spaghetti here. There we go. Let's go ahead and draw one of these. Oh, the tension is mounting. I can tell. Yes. All right, let's grab that one. I'm going to put these two back so I don't lose them. Let's see what we've got going here. All righty. Now, what'll happen is I'm going to open this up, and we're going to figure out what our theme for the sketch is this week. I try to go through these fairly quickly so we can get to the main one, but that's okay. It's fun either way. Oh, this one's good. Oh, hello, Stephanie. Oh, that's hilarious. This one really jumps the tracks. These were kind of like abstractions to a certain degree. This one's very specific. This one's so specific that hang tight. Okay. She's unfinished. Oh, she's really blown out. Oh my gosh. Here we go. That's no frog. Okay, let's do this. There we are. So we're since it's Fifth Element. I know, this is really cool. I'm very excited about this. Hang tight. This lovely sculpture of the diva was hang on a second. Here we go. Did I get this on right? I did not. It's on the wrong way. Hang on a second. See, this is what happens when I jump my stuff. There, much better. This lovely sculpture. Let me just give you an idea of the size. It's got my lights. I tell you, I wasn't prepared to bring a white model into this. Anyhow, yeah. So I'll do this here so you can see it. This lovely sculpture was by Bill Weiger and sold through. I think at the time it was sold through his place or through Time Slip Productions. Big bada boom, bada big boom. Yes. I have this lovely diva sculpture that I've started on, and I'm very much looking forward to finish it. But if we're doing a Fifth Element one, she's got to be like kind of like hanging out here someplace. So there we go. I'll just yeah, she could be back there singing and mock me. Another kit that desperately needs to be finished on a paint job. Yes. All right, here we go. Fifth Element. All right, so the intersection here is Fifth Element and Space Frog. Yeah. I mean, multi-pass. All right, so what I'm going to do is it's right here. I'm going to pick this square. Really, I should be opening this up to chat. I shouldn't be just taking this whole thing on here. So, all right, here's what we're going to do. I have to think about this for a second because I know, shit, where is that? I know I have a resin multi-pass around here someplace. Space Frog Diva. I'm kind of thinking, I know, I'm very tempted to Space Frog Diva it. Oh, that was so tempting. And then Space Frog in blue, right? So that's one way. Okay, so Space Frog is the Divas one. The next one I was thinking of is literally just like drawing the multi-pass and then in the photo put Space Frog. I mean, it's kind of, it has the word multi-pass written on the bottom, but now I'm kind of feeling the Diva one. I'm feeling the Diva one a lot. Okay, so all right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna make the call here. I'm gonna get some lines in there. We would like this. I have to set my boundaries here. Set my boundary. If I make the frog bigger, if I put the eyes in about there, okay. Hey, can I get this closer? Can I get this down closer? I think that's as close as I can get. That's as close as I can get. Okay. And we'll do a face-on view, which is not one I see often. And singing, so mouth open. Get a body in here. There we go. And she does this thing where she's kind of like just kind of pointing. I don't know if this is gonna. I don't know if this is going to do the thing, but But I'm gonna hold the hands out, and what's gonna sell it as the diva is this neck thing, right? Because the diva wore like a neck bit coming down to a this little saddle style like thing that's holding up the dress. There we go. And I'll do a couple of the things off the back, but what's really going to sell this, I think, is going to be the background, because we've got to have like the opera house filigree, right? We got to have like all of that in here, and we're going to do like, oh wait, was it? Yeah, I think it was up like this, right? Now, I'm not going to look it up. If I look up the scene, that's going to throw it. So we got to have like an earth behind here. Yeah, this one might actually end up being so complicated, I'm probably going to end up just doing this. Wouldn't that be just ridiculous? Okay. All right. Now, all right. This is cool. This is really cool. I'm digging this. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to grab some paint here. All right. So for paint, find my stuff here. What we've got is this. We're using for these. I'm using this golden fluid acrylics, and I'm mainly doing this because it's pretty fast, and it works out pretty well. So let's grab this on here. Set this over. I'm not going to be too precious about these yet, but I'm going to try to also not get paint on them. So I'm going to start with. I've got a little tray of for this. A little blue. Yeah, we're gonna go. So yeah, we're gonna render Space Frog in the blues, Rhonda. But what's really cool about it is, and I've seen this scene so many times that so you get blue in the frog at the diva, right? You get earth tones on the planet. She's kind of light blue purple. There's actually a lot of purple. So this is a purple shifted blue, and then you get kind of the cerulean earth colors of the planet, black of space, and then you get hints of the stage and the little columns and everything. So we'll get some warmth in on that, and I think this is going to sell it pretty well. We'll find out. We'll find out, right? I mean, how bad can it be, right? It's gonna be fun. It's going to be fun. I know. Space Frog is blue, or Space Frog is green, I should say. To do one as blue, I think will make people go, oh, Fifth Element. Now, if I had done the multi-pass one, which I kind of wanted to do, there's the words multi-pass written on the multi-pass. So that feels a little bit like, it feels a little bit like cheating if you ask me. All right, so I'm going to grab a little brush here. I got some water. I'm famous for having pickle jars for my water. Anyway, okay, let's see if we can't line this up and see what we come up with. Now, the diva has these crazy black eyes. Go figure. I've got cat hair on here. Go figure. In this particular scene, very black. So we're gonna get the mouth in and the mouth. This is where she's just finishing up the opera part before it goes into kind of the dancey silliness. That's the official term, the dancey silliness. There we go. And since all of this behind her, gosh, I got hairs all over the place. So yeah. Furnace is running. It's blowing crap all over, and it's very in spite of the vacuuming, the major vacuuming that we've been doing, it's just been like thank you, cats and winter and all of that good stuff. So we're just gonna, where possible, I am going to add this. This is going to be the edge of the stage. We are right there, there. I think there's there's like a hair on this. Okay, very good. Gosh darn it, more hair there. I don't have a cat in the office with me right now. I love the cats, I really do. But here's the thing: I am basically, it's like having a 9 to 5 job in the studio here, and I am jamming on a lot of stuff. Last call for Frogston Paradise. Hurry up. Frogston. Well, shit. Now I got to do Frogston Paradise on one of our. Yeah, there we go. Oh, heck yeah. Found our new one. Found our next one. Let's get the edge here. So I'm just going to edge of the planet. Hurry up. I'm Corbin Dallas. Corbin Dallas? Equal Eye. I have the dialogue, probably like many of you, the dialogue and the music from this movie absolutely committed to a corner. Like, there's probably a file in my brain of memories. It's like, well, you're, first day of school, all of the Fifth Element. Probably has more of the Fifth Element than the first day of school because, my brain, when you get older, you chuck information that's useless. No, that's not true. Not useless. Not at all. While I'm doing this, I'm just filling in the blank here. I'm going to state there's a new Star Trek show, Starfleet Academy. If you enjoy Star Trek in all of its permutations, like I have, I am going to give it an official Christopher Dahl thumbs up. I think they have surpassed my expectations and have done a good job. And good for them. Will the real Corbin Dallas please stand up? Corbin Lover! Here he is, boys. The winner of the one and only Gemini Crockett contest. Gemini. Super green. I know. See, there's like a dozen. Now I'm getting like a dozen ideas for what I could have done with. Actually, what would have been just kind of funny is, if I'm not so good at quickly rendering faces, but if I could do a good shot of like Corbin Dallas in his apartment with Cornelius the priest, and pick a scene where Lilu is standing there next to them, but instead of Lilu, it's just Space Frog standing there looking innocent. Actually, I think that could have been equally funny. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Stephanie, good job. I was watching that last night. Didn't think it sounded like that, but it's got me hooked. Oh, good. Yeah. Honestly, I wasn't sure what to make of it, Rhonda, but I absolutely like what they've done with it. It's a class act, I think, in my opinion. And I may be like Gen X old, but my mind is still malleable, so we're all good. We're all good. You bring on the new Star Trek shows. I'll check them out. I'll let you know when they're crap. It certainly isn't Star Trek Into Darkness. Hello, J.J. Abrams and all of those crews. What the actual F were you thinking? Or what's his name that did Star Trek Nemesis? No offense to the cast and people that had to walk in and deal with that guy, but that was a disaster. Okay. Going to do a little line work while I'm here. Actually, I don't need the line work. I can just go straight to the blue. I'm just going to go straight to the blues. Okay. I'm going to go to the blues of the planets. I was thinking it was going to be just another teenage drama, just in space form. But it's not that at all. No, I agree, Rhonda. I was rather... it starts off with kind of classic Star Trek action where even I am just like going, oh, for God's sakes, really, guys, can you get beyond this stuff? Um, I'm of the opinion that a good Star Trek movie doesn't need to have some 90s era bad guy messing with the universe. But yeah, I really I like where they're going with it. I personally, in terms of my Star Trek lineage, I'm not particularly fond of the era that they're in. But that's okay. There's room for it. There's room for all of it, and I like what they're doing. Boo 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 boo. And I won't get into spoilers because if I talk about it too much, it's gonna get spoilery real fast. Okie dokie, gonna get a little bit of white in here. I'm just getting some paint ready. I'm gonna get my blues and my whites ready. 'Cause I'm gonna need both for what I'm doing next. Bum, ba-dum, boom, boom. Oop. There was a TV show on Saturday mornings back in the 70s that was literally called Space Academy. It was by the Filmation folks, the people that did a lot of cartoons. I think it's one of their first like live action. No, it wasn't one of their first ones, but it was a big live action production for them, and with good reason. It was a lot. But yeah, I felt like there were times in the pilot episode of Starfleet Academy. I'm like going, okay, I kind of see what they're doing with this. It's like Space Academy a bit, where students working through stuff in a live setting. I'm okay with that. I'll give it a shot. And I genuinely like the characters. I think it's fun. So there we go. I like the Picard series. Yeah, I enjoyed the Picard series quite a bit, actually. That was fun. Oh, the Tasty Whale's here. Greetings, Tasty Whale. Check out our prompt here today. Oh, that's right. Had James Doohan. James Doohan was in the follow-up to Space Academy. That was Jason of Star Command. In Space Academy, they actually had Jonathan Harris from Lost in Space. So that was I was nerding out to that one because I was a big Lost in Space fan. I liked the old Lost in Space. Hey, oh, he didn't like what you saw of it? Oh, okay, that's cool too. I'm not gonna I ain't gonna force you, man. Not gonna force you to do it. Not gonna force you to like it. Ooh. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah, we're doing a little Space Frog rendition of The Fifth Element, and let's see if I can't pull this off. This one's gonna be, I think it's gonna be pretty fun. So I'm just kind of blocking in colors on this one right now, and there we are. I know I can bring my camera in closer if I wanted to. This is actually a pretty small. Let me just take a second and do that. I will turn my face off while I do this. Otherwise, you're just going to see me standing up there, and nobody needs to see that, for God's sake. Okay, cool. Let's just do this. And there we go. All right, cool. And then I'll readjust the focus on it too. Oh, this guy's way wavy. There we go. Way wavy. See, I should have done this beforehand. I had it set for what it was like last week, but that's what we do here. Ah. Well, I thought I could do this here. Oh, no, I'm just annoyed. Easy to do. Nothing, right? All right, and it really isn't that much closer. Sorry, folks. Didn't mean to do that. Aha! Let's get on back here. There we go. But actually, this will. It's a little closer. Yeah, there we go. Woohoo! But yeah. So anyway, getting back to I didn't mind. I don't mind it. It's I fear there's an attempt to just make everyone hate it going on, and I don't like that. I don't think that's necessary. That's just me. Anyhow, so it may not be your cup of tea, and I'm cool with that too, but I enjoyed it. What's the other one? I think I mentioned last weekend. Last week I mentioned the movie One Battle After Another, which in my mind might be like Fifth Element, the kind of movie that I'm probably going to watch a bunch of times. It's that fun, no lie. That thing was nuts. Yeah, I didn't mean to stir. I don't mean to stir controversy. Yeah, I do. No, kidding. Oh, it went over his eyes. So the danger here is that I might end up doing too much blue for this one, but it'll all be in the rendering of the planet. So we will just make this work. All right, here we go. I'm going to grab some of this, and we're going to... It has to be, kind of an Earth-like planet. We're going to get indications of oceans using the darker blue, almost just straight on, just like that. There we go. Look at him just go straight after it. Oh yeah. I didn't really adjust the this color. This is almost straight cerulean blue straight out of the container, which probably isn't the way to do it, but we're just going to go anyway. Okay. Now, at least I'll let you be able to see what I got. So that was my blues from that. I actually want a different blue. Let me get a... I actually don't have I don't really have a violet in this line. And that's a mistake. I've got a new order set up for Blick, but I need to replace some. So I'm going to add a little bit of I'm going to add a bit of ultramarine. I wanted the blue that shifts a little bit more into the purples, and this will do it. I don't need a lot. I will need it for the space frog. Excuse me. I get just little touches in there. Don't need a lot, but I want it to blend and mix. Now, where is my raw umber? So when I work a shadow, is it the singer? It's the diva. Yes, it is Tasty Whale. We're doing the frog as the diva. It's so silly. I'm cracking up. I'm laughing here. There we go. So I'm going to grab a little bit of this and this. I'm trying to get myself a nice dark. I'm going straight to the browns because the planet, instead of going to black, I'm just adding browns to this mix so we can darken the... It'll make it look... It's going to make it read a bit more. Oh, it's got some shine on it, too. There we go. Do that. Get that out of there. Oh, if I lift that up. This will help darken the scene a little bit in the wet. There we are. I'm trying to make the back corner a little darker, and I will touch a little bit of black just to push it, but mostly it's the oranges that I used. We'll get some of this in there. There we go. And I mean, there wasn't a lot of detail on the planet in the back. They did a pretty good. They did a big plate of the planet. It was pretty crazy. I shouldn't say that. I just don't recall it as much off the top of my head. So it reminded me of just, your typical, hey, we're at the Earth. It's really bright. This movie is really so much fun. I really like it. It's a favorite around. It's a favorite around our parts for sure. All right, let's get in some lighter. I'm gonna try to chase the edge here. Oh, paint's pooled up. There we go. Ah. All right, we're gonna get that to the edge there, and I just want a little bit of white. I'm never really sure how this is gonna I'm really working with wet paint and letting it blend on the fly here. So I'm just dragging some white through here, hoping that it will help. It's going to drift into this side a little bit, and it's going to make it look, really bright. And after it dries, I'll clean these edges up. You see how they're not so nice right now, but that's okay. We'll clean up. We'll clean them up. And we're going to hint in some clouds. There we go. A little cloud action in there. There we go. Oh yeah. Once that sets up, there, it'll grab that a bit. Now let's see about. I want some yellow oxide. I'm looking through my paints right now. How about I think I want to bring in some raw sienna. I want to come in and start hinting in at some of the warmer colors here. Otherwise, this thing's going to just read as total blue, right? I do know that if you do a search, somebody on YouTube has like they did. I think it was on one of the Blu-ray discs of the Fifth Element. They have the whole take of the actress, and forgive me, I'm forgetting her name, who plays the diva, and she does like the whole take of that dance in one go, dressed in costume. Like she did it probably a couple of times, but there's one like the straight on shot of her was really I thought it was really cool. It's kind of fun to see her perform it. And I forget the particulars, right? But supposedly, like it's a very difficult piece on its own, just because it hits so many different octaves. But yeah. And then probably 10 years ago now, I think there was a young lady on one of the America's Got Talent or some variation, probably not America, because Jesus Christ, America, for God's sakes. Anyway, one of the talent shows, there was a young gal that came on and did the whole diva dance, and she pulled it off, and it was like, holy crap! I think she got the whatever the variation of a standing ovation is on these shows. There we go. So that was way too wet, but well, it's okay. There's there's things going on up here. Okay, that was good yellow. Now we need a darker sienna. I need a burnt sienna. This one will be good. This will help out. I kind of like this just floating colors in until something shows up. It's pretty cool. All right, let's get in some orange down here. There we go. The last time I was actually in London, gosh, this is a long time ago. 2014, I think it was. I was the company I was working for put me up in a hotel that was right near the official opera, the opera house in London, where they, supposedly it's a rendition of the opera house. Well, for the movie, they actually filmed it in the Royal Opera House. So pretty cool, huh? I was looking to. I didn't get a chance to go to. I saw it on the outside, but there was no access to go in and actually see it, which is unfortunate. I thought that would have been kind of fun. Did not happen, however. There we are. Alrighty. Now here's the kicker. I'm gonna need to mix up a pretty special version of our frog's blue here, right? So for this, I'm going to pull out a trusty Pringles container, because that is how we roll around here. All right, I need kind of a nice mint green, mint blue. Yeah, let's start. We're going to do a little teal. All right. Oh my gosh, there's dirt and dust in this. All right, I'm gonna need a bit of teal, even though I want to go to the purple side. I want some teal. The challenge here, I actually haven't rendered Space Frog in anything other than his greens, right? Nothing other than his green colors. So there's a real. Oh look, I forgot. I got my glass here too. Let me pull this over. I actually have a. This whole thing is on this side. This is a piece of glass that I'm using. Right there. This is glass. So I'm just gonna kind of work out a color. The diva costume was absolutely gorgeous, and I'm sure it was a lot of silicone from the looks of it. So they were able to paint it with a lot of depth. Oh, look at that color. This is totally it, right? I know I said purples earlier, and it's true. we'll be going in on some purples on this shortly, but the base color of the Diva is actually kind of a teal. It really depends on where you see it. Hey, Arts of Space, how you doing? How many frog squares have we done? Well, right now we are on number 4, and we are there we go. We got spaghetti here in the top left. This one was cats. The very first one we did was battle, and this one, the fifth element. Yes, so we're at good times. How you doing, Arts of Space? Good to see you. Happy Friday, everybody. Yeah. So the Diva colors, yeah, very I know they use some interference colors on the costume, it looks like. You can kind of see it, especially in the close-up shot when Corbin's like retrieving the stones from her body before she passes away. Yeah. Hope your week is going well, Arts of Space. Welcome aboard. We're all just getting by here. Kidding. All right, there we go. I'm going to fill in the colors. I'm going to leave a couple of stripes. That way I can kind of track what my geometry is here. There we go. Now, like I said, there's kind of a costume, right? What is considered the fifth element? Solid, liquid, gas, plasma? The fifth element, according to the movie, was love. Love. Life. Life? Life. It was life. Maybe it was life. I can't remember. Hey, Ginger, how you doing? We are on... Dun, dun, dun! A boop'em spookum. Yes, we're doing the Space Frog as the Diva from the Fifth Element. Yay! How you doing down there? Is Boston giving you a little chill like everyone else? Hey, woohoo! Oh, that's just fun. You see, here's the thing, Stephanie. She's working on Fridays, so she doesn't get to see these until we're done. And I know it's just killing her. I know it's probably just driving her nuts. So anyway, but it's pretty cool. And our daughters also love this show, so it's actually a good time. Oh, Arts Out, yeah. The Fifth Element, yeah. The blocks, the Fifth Element stones, right? They were, yeah, fire, water, earth, air, right? And then the fifth element being life, I think, is what the plan was. Cool. Good times. All right, now I'm gonna get in the like I said, she's got kind of a what do you call it? Speak, Chris. There's like a cost. The fifth element, the Diva and the fifth element has like this. I don't know what you'd call it, like a bib. It's like a bib, right? So we're gonna get that in. It's bronze, so I'm gonna put it in with some color here. And I don't remember if the winglets were also bronze. Oh yeah, because there's also like wrist thingies here. Yeah, she has wrist thingies. I don't remember if these were official. Nah, I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look. So I'm just gonna go for it. I think these were bronze too. I could be wrong, but the goal of this is I'm not gonna like research it, right? I'm not gonna stop and research this. I'm just gonna paint. Just gonna paint. Got my teal. A little bit of teal here. And I'm gonna use almost the straight dark teal to come in and give me some shadow zones on the old frog here. So there we go. I'll do a better job next week of aligning the camera for this stage of the thing. Sorry about that, everybody. I'll get it. We'll get there. I swear, it'll happen. Oh yeah. Googled it. Beyond her physical form, the movie highlights that the fifth element requires love to fully activate and unleash the divine light to destroy the evil force. Permission to come aboard, sir. Raoul Dukes. Step on board. Welcome aboard. Take a seat. We're up in 10 forward today, so you're welcome to come by and grab yourself a drink. And, hey, greetings, space fans. And hello. Welcome aboard. Oh, this is just fun. My daughters. The girls are going to die over this one. How you doing, Raoul Duke? It's kind of funny, Raoul Duke. I just saw an official Raoul Duke quote from the man himself, posted on one of the social medias. So yeah, I'm using a little bit of the darker blue here to sort of do the shadow zones a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're going to be. The conflict here is that if I'm not careful, the blue from her, the blue in her shadows here is going to mess with the blue in the earth, and then we will lose coherence. And we don't want that. We don't want to lose coherence at all. There we go. All right. Greetings, one and all. All right, this is coming together. I can kind of see the space frog. I left the whites in here. I'm going to do a very light bright once this dries. I'm going to give it about 10 minutes here. One Sumerian sunset, please. Gonna post up and lurk since I'm on duty. Congratulations. And yes, don't tell anyone that you're watching, because then you can get away with watching. I'm glad to have you on board. A fifth of Beethoven. Yes. Like a fifth of Beethoven. I think a fifth of bourbon. All right, I'm gonna need my quinacridone magenta, because I don't have enough magenta in this. Where am I gonna put this? Actually, the reason I do a lot of this on the fly instead of like with my official setup is because it's just kind of fun. There we go. I need a little magenta. See that? That's my magenta. Very wine colored. Have a little wine with your frog. There we go. All right. Let me grab a little bit of this. I'm gonna go over here. I need to split this up. There we are. Grab a little bit of my white, and we have quite the magenta. Yes, we do. I think I'm gonna pull that back a little bit with a little bit of that yellow. There we go. And then I'm gonna mix a little bit of darker blue with it. This one. Aging myself. It was a disco version of Beethoven's Fifth. I remember that. Oh, are you kidding me? Heck yeah. That was all over the radios. Yes, it was. Along with the Disco Star Wars. How many people remember Disco Star Wars? Da 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 da. And then it had all like the little zip zappy bits, and oh yeah, Miko, the Miko band. That's hilarious. We were just talking on the Discord this week about like arcades. Yeah, that was from the arcade era, wasn't it? Yes. Tell me, chat, what was your local arcade like growing up? We had Playland. We had Playland the park. There we go. A little bit of magenta in here. I like doing this as kind of a glaze because it's going to make our floor register all sorts of crazy colors, and it's going to really be. There we are. All right. I need to bring in these reds and oranges, otherwise this just will not feel like a very a completed painting, right? I love Beethoven. Shudder to think of a disco remix. Aha! Arts of Space. You're gonna have to go check it out now. Just like the Fifth of Beethoven was what it was called. I think that's what they called it. The album that it came out. I don't remember who did that. Or did you just say and I can't and I didn't read it? Oh, so sorry. Oh yeah. It was called Tilt Out Here. That's right. There we go. I'm remembering things. I am remembering stuff. Now, here's the big question. Do we think, as a group, Oh, Tilt Out Here. That was your arcade. Sorry. Yeah, my brain's befuddled. Forgive me. Tilt Out Here. Our playland was a park. They had pinball games, pinball machines, and uh, they had pinball machines and go karts and pool tables before the big rage of coin operated computer games like Space Invaders showed up, and then they just flipped right over to all of that. So for them, it was just like, hey, great, we're ready made. We've already got the location. And the only way that usually my brother and I or our friends locally could get to Playland to play the games was if we walked through the back of our subdivision, through the field, crossed the train tracks, through a golf course, the Loch Lomond golf course, where big jackass George McDaniel, who was in my class in public school, just a big lug of a jerk, used to chase us off because he worked the grounds there. I'm sure he was getting told by his superiors, don't let those kids walk across our damn greens. But it was a direct path. Yeah, they never would have seen us, right? A friend and I would bike to San Antonio Airport to play Pong. Oh my gosh, I would totally do that trip. Pong was awesome. And the first time we saw Pong, it was like, holy crap. Freaking Pong. That was nuts. Last arcade Ginger says I was at is a barcade. A barcade converted from a walk-in freezer inside a grilled cheese restaurant. They have a Tetris cabinet? Oh, that's cool. I approve. The only walk-in freezer with a bouncer. That's nice. Keep it in a freezer. I dig that. Art Spaces, any pop remix of classical music I've heard adds too much drum snare or bass repetition that ruins the movement of the music. Oh man. All right, Arts of Space. Don't look for the Fifth of Beethoven hoping it's going to be a rendition that is going to go down in the annals of musical history. It is filled with cheesy synthy 70s. It was the disco era after all. So yeah. Oh, I agree. Barcades are awesome. Hey, get this. There's an arcade that just opened up in Pittsburgh. They call it the Church Arcade. I caught it on Facebook. It's a group of people that, like me with models, with probably any of you that get it together. There was a group of people that actually restore old arcade games. We had a bunch of them at Microsoft, right? So I swear, every building at Microsoft had somebody that had brought their machine in, whatever it was, like there was a Tempest. The only time I ever saw a Star Trek the Motion Picture pinball machine was at Microsoft. I've seen them lately, but yeah, there was the Microsoft office buildings were like 16, 17, and 18 right in the middle of campus at the time, and they were connected by catwalks, giant buildings, 3, 4 floors each. And the catwalks, when you would walk between buildings, had enough power on it. So it was literally just arcade. I forget, that was an office group that year. They had like 12 of them. It was really fun. So anyway, a group like that has gotten together, pooled their efforts, restored and collected a bunch of arcades. They have managed with their group to purchase an old Roman Catholic church. Apparently you can buy old Roman Catholic churches, which for me is actually perfect because they put their arcade in it, and now I have a church I can go to again for the first time in many, many years. But they just had their grand opening, and good for them. They're kind of sorting out how they're going to do that. Basically, the place is a repository for their machines, and good for them. I'm looking forward to swinging down next time I was there. I think that would be great. Asteroid, you were great at Asteroids. My dad had bought the machine. I played it all the time. Oh, you had an Asteroids machine. Oh, that's crazy cool. That was in my circle of friends. It was unheard of to own one of these. I knew plenty of people whose families had the means to do it, but and actually one friend had an old pinball machine, so it wasn't unheard of that they would have them. But there was a parental requirement. You weren't. The parents weren't keen on buying video games for their kids then or now. That's for sure. I was really good at Asteroids and Defender. Yeah, same for me. I liked both of those. I did pretty well with the. I got hung up on Space Invaders Deluxe. That was the second Space Invaders because it was at the bowling alley. It was at the Southland Lanes bowling alley where my friends and I would go every Saturday, and we would parse our allowance so that we would have a few quarters to play a few rounds on the one arcade game that they had there. Usually it was a lineup of 6 or 7 of us, maybe more. After the bowling tournament was over, it was immediately get the shoes, throw them back on the counter, get to the do a few. Oh wait, no, they had. I take that back. They didn't just have that. They had Space Invaders. They had Tank Battle. I forgot they had Tank Battle, and later they got the first Pac-Man, which became the favorite one. But yeah, Asteroids and Defender. I loved both of those. I I miss that crazy cacophony. Yeah, big bad. They were loud. Arcades were crazy loud. Like every game going at the same time, a bunch of people playing them. Yeah, Missile Command. Oh, geez, that one drove me bonkers. Yeah. Anyway, arcades were fun. I love that these machines are being cared for and collected. I think that's super cool. I was Battle Zone. That was the one Raoul Duke. Yeah, Battle Zone. Thank you. It wasn't Tank. That was Battle Zone. That's the one. Yeah, needed some more white here. The vector graphics one. Um, our pal here, Iridium. I was chatting with him about these things a little bit, and I agree with him. If I were to pick one of these games to restore, it might have to be a Tempest. I'm not sure. Although I don't know if you remember that. So Space Invaders, the original Space Invaders came out, and it was a very simple game. It was the box with a screen and maybe a color gel. But when they did Space Invaders Deluxe, they really kicked it out. The game box itself is really cool. It actually has artwork in it. It was the screen was down below and it projected up. It was a lot of cool. Tempest, Tron. Oh yeah, I remember when the Tron game came out just before the Tron movie, and look at that. I'm doing his highlights in pink. Forgive me. I'm just going to go on about this. That was that Tron game was crazy because it had custom. It was a custom case, of course, and it had all the really great graphics, black lights, a really killer joystick. It was a flight stick of all things. I think it was the first time I saw that style flight stick, and it was repeated on a few other games after that. Here we go. I decided that I'll add some yellow in the mix on here, but for right now, I'm going to get this. I like this magenta. I'm digging this. It was a little twitchy. Yeah, I used to. I remember my girlfriend at the time. I think I drove her nuts because every time we would go out someplace, it's like, oh, we got to find an arcade. She's like, good God, aren't you over that yet? For God's sakes. No, she knows. She never said that. She was a good sport. I don't think she was quite as enamored with the games as her man friend at the time. Yes, man friend. Mm-hmm. And D, if you're watching, I'm so sorry for dragging you to all those jam arcades. You get to high school, you hope you date someone that's started to become an adult. Hey, my name's Christopher Dahl. I am a child. Which is exactly how I would introduce myself today, by the way, if I were ever in the situation. Hey, hello, I'm an adult child, so beware. There's no fixing this guy. I'm damn near 60 right now. It's all baked in, so you're getting the best result. All right, let me get some. What am I gonna do for the? Oh yeah, we need some. This is the bronze thing that's going on here. I'm gonna just keep grabbing taint. I should be just. I'm sorry if I'm not talking through what I'm doing. I'm just kind of making this up as I go. So yeah, there we go. Actually, folks, I know I know I only do a couple of hours. Like I get to about 2 hours and my brain is fried. I'm working on. It's not a stamina thing so much. It's just maybe it is. I don't know. The creative thing just goes bleh. So I'm going to try to get in some indication of detail here. There we go. Yes. Call me old-fashioned, but every time I go to an arcade bar, I end up playing the pool table. Oh, dude, I am all over that. Are you kidding me? The pool table? I love it. My grandparents, both sets of grandparents had a pool table in their house. Uh, oh my God, my Grandma MacDonald out in Seattle, they had a really nice pool table. It didn't even have it just had the pockets of the balls drop in. It was old. It was an older one. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I we when I was I when we got older, I remember. Oh shit! Sorry about that. I just touched my screen. Go figure. Um. Oh dear God, I am so embarrassed. Okay, so you see this little dot right here? I uh I looked over at my monitor and I thought that was a piece of paint on my monitor, and so I went to rub the thing off. That's funny. It on. Wait, hold on. Let me just get this back. Sorry about that. I I literally went to wipe this off, but like on my screen. That oh my God. See, there we go. This is why I only do an hour and a half. Yes. I used to have a pool table, but much preferred the ping pong table you could put on top of it. Well, see, ping pong's fun too. There's no doubt about that. I could appreciate that for sure. But as far as a real arcade, Galaxian was your favorite. Oh, Galaxian. Yeah, it was that. They kind of took the Space Invaders theme and really jammed it up with more motion. It was cool. Galaxian was a very fun game. I enjoyed that one as well. Um, what happened here? There we go. Oh, I see. There we go. All right. So we've got a nice rendering of Space Frog here. It's still a little damp. I want to do for this one. I want to do a couple more touch ups. So I'm gonna just go ahead and take a quick moment. Oh, who did you ask? So when you were stationed in England, I learned to play snooker. I've never played that before. Well, yeah, actually, there was a snooker table. I don't think I ever played it properly. I was never really good at billiards, but I did enjoy it. Oh, air hockey for sure. Oh yeah, yeah. Um, and then the tables that actually had the little characters on them with the flippers. That was a common one for Christmas for us, but that was outside of the realm of arcades. Okay, everyone, give me a couple minutes. I'm going to take a quick break. I got to run, and I'll be right back, and we will continue with the Space Frog and Fifth Element. There we go. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, coming on back here. Thank you so much for joining. Water here. Alrighty, here we go. Thank you for joining, everyone. It's really cool seeing so many familiar names every week here. I really appreciate it. So, for all of you that drop by to hang out here, thank you so much. Hey, Wes is here. How you doing, Wes? Greetings. Got here just in time. Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome aboard. Hope you're all staying safe and staying warm. It is downright chilly here. Yeah, so cool. We are currently underway in our Space Art Friday, and we are working on our Space Frog Squares. This week's theme, the Fifth Element. Fifth Element's one of my favorite sci-fi movies. Oh my god, it is oh my god, it really is a classic, isn't it? I actually haven't watched it this year, the last year, as I kind of had it's on deck for one of the movies I'm wanting to watch again, but I'm a little overdue. So this is really cool. So again, Stephanie, who came up with this idea for this. She doesn't get to watch me do these because she's at work. I don't think she's putting them on down there too. She's baking at the local. Where's she today? She at Core Goods today? I can't remember. Yeah, I think she's at Core Goods today, and down in our town here. So anyway, she'll see it when we get home. So cool. Alrighty. I wanted to get a little. Let's before I go too far with this, let's pick this up anywhere. Hope you and Krista are doing well there, Wes. Thanks for coming by. There's going to be a little bit of, I'm going to drop a little bit of yellow in here. This may not be easy to see, but this is going to help us with the, yeah, there we go. A little bit, there we go. I want a little bit of warmth just present. See, this is the, what were we talking last week, Rod? It was the Surratt. Because I did your pig as just a dot. So yeah, abstraction, expressionism, pointillism, serratism. Okay, so oh yeah, I need that anyway. Oh my god, I needed more of that paint. Ah, come back here. I forgot. There's another thing I need to do. Now it's dried up. So we did a first pass on this. We got some color down, and right now I'm just kind of. I think I can come in and add the details. So let's get this. Yeah, there we go. So there's in the Fifth Element these columns, like the windows behind her were kind of like ornate, right? Thank you, impressionism. Thank you. Yes, brain not working. I mean, brain works fine. It's just old and worn out. No. So she had we had like these filigree bits here that were kind of coming out. So we're gonna make sure that that's depicted as part of this. There we go. And then we'll get the other side here. It's kind of a I don't remember the exact design about this, but we're just gonna do it anyway. Okay, let me see if I can get a straight line on this one right here. I don't really have a good place to rest my wrist on this one that I've set up. So there we go. All right, and then a little wedge out like on there, and a little bit over there. I'm realizing I need to. Yours is older. There we go. Let's get some of these in here just to make this read as more of this kind of stuff. Same over here. There we go. That's just so great. Chicken. Right. All righty. And then we'll add a little black to that. And I'm going to come in and we're going to see if we can't. We're going to come in and do the eyes. Make sure the eyes are in there. Make sure re-darken the old mouth there because, that's just the way that works. Then we're going to do some details inside the bib, harness, whatever she has. So yeah, it's like a bronze thing. And I've used so many. I use teal. I've got some magenta and purple in here. We've got some yellow. It's just trying to give it that shimmer, right? That fifth element. Oh yeah, sequins. That's right. We're gonna need that. Sequins. Oh yeah. Well, I need a dry brush for that. Hang on. This white is almost completely gone, which is great because I am gonna rescue the thing for another use. There we go. Okay. When I'm what I do anyway with a lot of these, like a paint bottle, like one of these, when they're done, I'll just clean them out and reuse them. I know a lot of people just chuck them, but you can't do that. Um, I'm tired of buying shit, so I'm gonna wash them and redo them. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna try to. Oh wow. So yeah, this is barely gonna be visible. I went really light on this. I think I got to go straight white. All right, let's try that again. Boo, 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 boo. I'm gonna turn my face back off, back off, back off. There we go. Because I can bring this on down. I'm as close as I can get on my camera today, folks. So there. Let's just. I'm gonna do points on this one to give it a little. The hands are a little messy. I'm gonna admit that. So maybe I might have to. Yeah, if I ever redid this one, I'd probably redo the hands. Do 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 do. Not to mention, we need stars, right? There we go. Oh, and then that does it. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. the It's unfair to drop a dot of white like that into black. Just does things instantly. There we go. It's the expression that we're trying to get here, right? There we go. Hey. Now, it's interesting because for if you're just joining, we of course we're doing a space frog painting with a theme of Fifth Element, but the other option was literally just to do at least in my mind, was just to paint the multipass itself and then put Space Frog's face on it, which I still think would have been fun, but this is more fun. This is more fun in my mind. I'm gonna try to pull out some detail here so we can maybe see what's going on. I've got a little darker blue. And there we go. And there we go. And and under the chin. Under the chin for sure. There we go. A little too dark. A little too dark. But yeah, we're gonna be doing this every Friday, folks. So thanks for joining. I'm back on my schedule. Forgive my. I'm just gonna pretend 2025 didn't exist. Okay, are we okay with that? Can I just pretend like 2025 didn't exist at all? No, I can't do that, but I can mostly avoid thinking about it. Yeah, right. Righto. Right. My blue back. Boo 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 boo. I want a little more blue in the fingers here. I feel like this isn't blue. This is teal. I feel like I lost some teal there. Where else was I going to use teal? Maybe just in there. Maybe there. Oh yeah, up here. That's where I was going to use it. There we go. Okay. I'm liking that. I'm digging that. 2025. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was bad. It was bad. It kicked me in the nuts. It kicked me in the nuts. It really did. That's the best way I could put that. Okay. So to further strengthen the difference between the planet background, I'm adding a little run of white along this edge to brighten this up. So what's going on in my studio? Well, I am doing updates on Patreon now. Don't feel bad if you can't sign up yet, but I felt it is time to really break this out. So if you are so inclined, you are welcome to join along. I will drop that link in here. Da-da-da. Pull the face back. There we go. And yeah, so this Sunday at 3 p.m., we're going to be having our first Patreon-only live stream, and I'm going to take a special painting. We'll do a little view from the studio specific just to Patreon folks, and we're going to show you some behind-the-scenes stuff. I am working on a lot of things, more so than 2025. I feel like since the move, I was kind of putting the cart before the horse with regards to the studio and my output. So I'm switching that around. So I'm not showing a lot lately. If you've been following me, you probably noticed I haven't. The space art posts have dropped off. Well, that's because I'm working on my next space art posts and kind of taking a little different tack this year. Anyway, so if you're so inclined, feel free to drop by on Sunday. That should be pretty fun. We will obviously be still working on next Friday. We'll be back on this. And if you want to stick or if you want to stay informed, where is my... Where'd that go? If you want to stay informed, please feel free to join my Discord. And I'll pop that on here as well. I know, I'm just like reaching over here and trying to put things in. There we go. The Discord obviously is free. You're welcome to join up over there, and that is where I'm posting a lot of the new stuff. So, thank you, appreciate it. I am digging our space frog here. What I think the only thing that's kind of missing, and it's too small for me to do star flicking. Forgive me, but I can do a couple of stars here so that it looks like space Frogston Paradise. We're going with that. That's funny. It's still paint's still a little wet, but that's okay. We'll get just enough in here to make it look like there's stars. Stars upon Mars. But yeah, there's some space frog stuff going on, folks. There's some really cool space frog stuff that I had been wanting to do for really since I did Space Frog. So there we go. Yay! Alrighty. So I think I'm going to go ahead and call that as my Fifth Element piece. I will also, okay, so I'm also going to, I post photos of these at the end of the day. So those are going to go onto the Discord as well. Space Frogster Paradise. Exactly. Yeah. I really dig this. Now, yeah, that's really cool. I know I promised another painting, but this one took all my time. I don't think I'm going to, forgive me if I don't do I do another painting? I'll start another one. I know I'm gonna start another painting, and then it's gonna like go into my list of unfinished ones. But so I'm gonna push through. We'll do that. Yeah, I got a big kick out of that. Domo Danko. There we go. Alrighty, so I'm gonna move move this back to the bin, the great bin here, and that will be this one for this week. And in fact, since I'm remembering this now, I don't want to lose my stickies, so I'm gonna take that with me. Ta-da! Da-da-da-da-da. And when we're done with this, we will have a big combination. Not a combination. What is it? It's a collage, is what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a scene collage. I know there's a lot. It's gonna reflect all the light. But yeah, there we go. Pretty cool. Oh, too funny, too funny. That's a good time. Yeah. Alrighty then. Let's see here. I'm gonna do just a quick little cleanup while I'm reset things a little bit to make sure all of my, if you don't I shouldn't be closing up my paint things over my painting, actually. All right, let's get this out of the way. Whoop. All right, I'll pull that back at the end of the session. There we go. And I actually have a nice little piece of illustration board here. This is what I've been using for things like well, our casein paintings. My casein paintings. I've been using this. So I think we're gonna work on something on this week. We'll yeah, it'll be cool. It's gonna be great. It'll be fantastic. Alrighty. I'm gonna move. I gotta move that out of the way. Just making room here, everybody. I want a water. My coffee shift finished, so I'm gonna do water now. Go. All over my hands. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I quit drinking in 2025 or 2024. What the hell? Okay, so I've been doing a lot of Space Frog. So I think maybe this week we'll we'll do something a little different. All right. I am going to oh, I don't know if I'm going to do if I'll be able to pull this one off or not. Let's see. Da, 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 da. I have been I can't imagine quitting drinking. I admire you for it. Thank you. I appreciate it. It you know, it got to a point where I was just done with it. I don't mean to make it seem so easy. It wasn't. But the bigger problem I was facing was I wasn't getting anything done. So yeah, it was oh, this is up higher. This is up much higher. I wasn't getting stuff done. That was the short of it. And I was like, you know what? If I don't stop this now and get stuff done, I'm never going to get stuff done. So I did it. And for me anyway, it was pretty critical. I was after the move, I was pounding a lot of it down. It was not a good thing. So I'm going to try to do justice to the old girl here. I'll shout out when you realize what it is I'm drawing up here. But it was funny. Once I kind of forgot that I forgot to make a drink that night. I was just kind of done. Really weird. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying other forms of celebratory stuff. I am. I occasionally I'll occasionally enjoy a cider, but I'm just not doing it regularly, I guess, right? Oh, this is way too far to the edge. Gosh darn it. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed at myself. Oh boy. Anyway, there we go. See, now I need to just take this and move it all the way over. That's just annoying. I actually have the model kit of the old Enterprise D sitting over here to my right, and I'm just trying to knock together a little variation of it, but I don't know if maybe I'll pull this off. It's nice drawing from a model though. It's just kind of sitting in the corner of my office here, right above my monitor. I'm on season 7 of a complete rewatch of Star Trek: The Next Generation, which I know everyone's like, "Oh God, Chris watching Star Trek again? Oh, there's a new story." No, I honestly, it's about every 2 years or so that I will put on like Next Gen and rewatch it, just sort of end to end, right? I don't do it regularly. Same thing with the old show. Really, all the Star Treks, I'm kind of I've seen them a lot, as you can imagine. I've seen them enough. Oh man, this is really wrong. This is really wrong. Oh, this whole thing up here is wrong. All right, do I have a big enough eraser for this? Big enough eraser for this? I don't. Bastards. Where are the erasers? All right, hold tight. Yeah, we're over here. So yeah, so I just thought, okay, I am done with something we were watching, and I just said I'm gonna just go ahead and put in next gen and watch it end to end, which has been fun. It's interesting seeing an old show like that. You add some years, and you add some years, and you see what if the story holds up. Sub Rosa, which I'm getting to, I don't think is going to hold up that well. I've been hearing Gates McFadden and all of them talking about Sub Rosa. I don't think that episode's ever going to hold up. So yeah, it has to go there, and then we do this, and we do this. One of these, one of these, one of these. Okay, there we go. That's closer. Okay, there we go. Yo. Drinking is for making a good time better, not for making a bad time good. That's correct. Yes. That was kind of what I was at. If you aren't handling business, then you got to knock it off. I wasn't handling business, among other things. I don't think the drinking specifically was the block, not specifically itself, but it was definitely impeding my ability to perform. Perform as an artist. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this is really bad. I don't think I'm going to do this. I don't think I'm going to do this at all. This is really terrible. You're a droid and I'm annoyed. That's cool. Finally found a decent deal and bought the complete TNG on Blu-ray. Oh, good move. Good move, Wes. Good move. Yeah, I am bereft of the Blu-ray version, but it's on my list. I ain't paying for Paramount Plus. Don't blame you there. I just thought about something. It wasn't Enterprise D in Picard season 3. It was. Yes. How did they address getting it destroyed in Generation? Oh yeah. So here's how it goes. So what happened was in Generations, yeah, they crashed the Enterprise. The back end blew up, right? And hang on. So here's the ship, right? So here's the D. My friend Joe says I hate the D. So yeah, and it's really, I've got a big bright light above. It's terrible. So in the in Generations, right? There stuff happened. I'm gonna reenact Generations for you. And the ship got hit. And this back end part here, the star drive section was hit, so they separated the saucer, so they could actually like go away. Well, this thing just went explodes, right? And then this piece, yeah, this piece crashed. So the saucer crashed with everybody on it. Needs a repaint. Geordi said the secondary hull was from another ship. Yeah, so they recovered the saucer, right? So this was on Viridian 3, the planet. They grabbed the saucer. It was probably smashed up, fixed it up, and then yeah, I think it was the back end was the star drive of the USS Sullivan. I think it was something like that. I think they called it the USS Sullivan. Is what they called it. I need to do this. There we go. So they had one of these, right? They had one of these laying around, and they had the Enterprise, and they just stuck it back together like that. By the way, I love the magnets that I put into this thing. This thing rocks. How many of you have built this model? Did you ever have it do this? This is really fun. Yay! Anyway, there we go. That's that. Anyway, all right. Yeah. So Geordi kind of hacked together a couple of. It's kind of like if you're familiar with battleships, right? The traditional World War II battleships, they were building a fourth one in the Iowa class. The Iowa class battleships are the Iowa, the New Jersey, the Missouri, and the Wisconsin. Well, they had money for 4 more, I think, that was reduced to 2 more, and they were already working on the USS Kentucky. Woohoo, Kentucky! When the USS Wisconsin collided with with another ship. I don't remember what it collided with. Knocked the whole front end off, right? It just like crumpled the front end. So it was kind of like battleship Big guns, big guns, big guns. Woohoo! Big guns, big guns, big guns. And then another smaller ship comes bumping, and they broke off the whole front end, right? And then they actually they drove this battleship back to port, with no front end, right? And then they welded the bow on from the Kentucky to the Wisconsin. I have to bow out. Take care, Ginger. I appreciate you dropping by. Good luck. Stay warm. Stay safe. Alrighty. Yeah, so it was, I didn't put my ship back, so I don't have my reference anymore. Woohoo! I got this thing way too big right here. There we go. And it's gonna be too much. There we are. Yeah, well. I don't like my drawing, everybody. I think I space frogged out is what I did. It was the Star Drive section of the Syracuse. Okay, yeah, so the Syracuse. All right, cool. I knew it was something like that. Where did I get Sullivan from? I don't know. Watching too many World War II movies and the Sullivan brothers, right? Yeah, there we go. There was a movie poster of the Enterprise that was very popular. I had it, and it had this planet behind it. And what really bothered me about it was the lighting on the planet came from this way, but the lighting on the Enterprise model came from this way. So like all the highlights on the model were like here, 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 and here, and then the planet was like exactly this way. And I didn't understand what drove me nuts about that stupid painting. It made me mental. And I had it, and I'm like, why is this painting so annoying? And then as I was in art college at the time, right? I was in art college, and I didn't even have to be in an art class to figure it out. I finally just looked at it one day and went, well, duh. Some idiot composited a planet the wrong way, and this is how you annoy a nerd, folks, is what this is. You give them the wrong side of this. But yeah, there we go. This is almost going to be a painting. So Picard, good show. It was a decent show, I guess. I felt that Picard was a better show when it was just dealing with the characters from Next Generation, with them being old. It did not need an action movie element to it, but that's okay. That's my take. I didn't hate it. Who's the actress that played the young gal who was sort of a clone? I forget what her name is. One of you will probably have to look it up, but she's in the HBO show The Pit. Pittsburgh, The Pit, where it's switching from Star Trek shows to medical dramas, with Noah Wiley, who was in ER. And I think she's amazing in that show. I feel like she probably was a little fish out of water with Star Trek. Not a knock against her, but they did kind of give her a weird alien character that didn't really have any. I don't know. I don't feel like they gave her a great character, and she did the best she could with it. That's just me. But in The Pit, she's awesome. I like that show. Dang it, I had to take a phone call. I was on the phone so long that you're done with space. Oh, that's okay. Here, hold on. Let me show it to you. No, it's okay. I'll pull it up, mediocre. Here we go. This is the finished state of Space Frog, the Fifth Element. I can't wait to show this with Stephanie. She's going to die. That's really fun. That's the crazy thing about it. I don't, yeah. She told me there will be some fun surprises. So, yeah. It is, yes. Da-da-da. Oh, wait, I didn't even have this on here. Oh, holy crap. Top chat. Oh, I see. That's why. All chat. Live chat. All messages. Same thing up here. How many have I thought I had it on live chat, but I didn't. There we go. Hey, you had to leave too. That's okay. You all can leave and come back. That's all right. We're just hanging on. S word. I was so close, right? I missed a couple of your messages. I keep forgetting that I have to set it to all chat instead of just the top. It was just showing me the top commenters, as if I have that many followers where I have to make the distinction. I want to see everybody's comments, even the ones that are annoyed at me for being political on Facebook. I don't mind that. That's fine. Anyway. Okay, so yeah. This was just fun. my one daughter, Allison, oldest daughter, she said this is her favorite. I don't know. I'm enjoying them all, and we're gonna have Space Frog the blanket after this. I'll turn this into a quilt over on Printful or something. There we go. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, we're into 4:45. I hate to tell you, folks. I don't think I'm going to end up painting this one. I'm not fond of the placement or the drawing, so I don't. I may not paint this one. That's too bad. This is what annoys me about working like this. If this was Photoshop, I don't even use Photoshop anymore. I haven't used Photoshop in 2.5 years. Go figure. If this was any digital art tool, I would take this and pull it over, just the whole thing. But no, now I got to redraw it, because I always do that. I always get right up to the edge. And who's gonna look at this? Who's gonna put this on the wall, going, "Hey, that's really great. The ship's just flying off the edge of space." But yeah. You know what they never did on Star Trek: The Next Generation? They didn't do the gigantic hand that was, holding the ship, right? They didn't do the gigantic hand of Apollo. So yeah. Which, if it were me, I'd have to put like a finger up, so it's like holding it like a so holding the Enterprise kind of like a, oh, what are those things called? French desserts, flat cookie-like macarons. So holding the Enterprise like a macaron, right? So there we go. It's important to leave your pinky up. That's so stupid. That's all right. So maybe that's the one. And then yeah, it's just zonk. It's going this way, and it's like tink, grab. I think that needs to be a bigger finger. There we go. Big finger in front. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. You could tape off the edges to keep from doing that. I know. I even have the tape. I have the tape to do that, Rhonda. You think I do? No. You know what'll happen is I'll put the tape here, and I'll still draw. I'll draw right up to the tape. I swear. It's crazy. I have the tape right here. Oh, it's covered in my stuff. But oh my gosh. Alrighty. So here's what we'll do. All right, maybe this is the one I'll pick up on Sunday. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, we'll pick this one up. Although that is pretty hilarious. So preview for our Sunday. Now on Sunday we're gonna do a little show and tell. I'll do some more artwork. We'll probably keep it about the same amount of time we had here. That's for the Patreon ones. They didn't need the gigantic handy hand. They had Q. That's which actually. The Q force field. Every time I see it, it reminds me of what were the candy bars? The little candies that always in movie theaters. They were black licorice, white, pink, and red. Good and Plenty, right? So it looked like a Good and Plenty force field. Looks like throwing darts. It does look like throwing darts, right? It's like ta-da! There we are. You must hold your starship when you're an omnipotent being. Hold your human starship with a flare. Yes, flare. Laurel and Hardy handshake. All right, there we go. Okay, folks, I'm not watching it. Super Bowl is Sunday. Oh, yeah, I don't have access to it. I forgot about that. Shit, Raoul Duke. Thank you very much for reminding me about that. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I am such a nerd that I forget when the sport ball events are going on. Oh, is this Apollo? Yeah, it's the Apollo. It's Apollo the Next Generation, right? Wishing I had a little extra room on here, but now I can make that work. Oh yeah, Sunday's Super Bowl. Well, okay, cool. All righty. 3 o'clock Sunday. Here's does that fall into the controversial halftime stuff? Is it going to be like Super Bowl halftime, or that bullshit over on Tribune Network, or Christopher Dahl painting space art? I think you all know what the choice is, right? Wes says, I have that hilarious Hallmark order with the green hand if you put a light from the tree inside of it. I wanted to get that one. I really did. I think that's just it's become so iconic from the old show. The ridiculousness of it. And to think they weren't even that far into the second season. They weren't like running out of cocaine at that point, right? Maybe they were. I'm not sure. Was cocaine a thing in the early to mid '60s? I don't remember. I'm sure it probably was. What is Super Bowl? Yeah. For those of you overseas, it's not important, and also for those of you who are here in the States, it also isn't important. But yeah. I don't do the portal either, so I was going to try do a live on Sunday as well. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, very fun. We'll exchange portals. There we go. Sport ball. Yes, indeed. That's fine. Listen, if football's your jam and it's very meaningful to you, I'm not knocking that. That's perfectly fine. I am, in fact, just making light of the fact that it is so far beyond my area of interest that I forget that the biggest freaking event in television, not just sports, but pretty much in television, is Sunday. Is it going to be in the evening? Oh, awesome. Very cool. Okay, well, there we go. Perfect. All right, yeah, well, so I'll be sure to get some, I'll be sure to get some meltable cheese, Fritos, and a can of chili, throw in some jalapenos, and we can all have Super Bowl snacks together. Yeah. But yeah, if you are on my Patreon, you won't want to miss it. I have some cool shit to show you that I'm not prepared to show in public yet. So as much as I don't really like the breaking up of all of you watching, I just want to put it out there for everyone. I'm gonna pursue the proper use of Patreon, and to that end, it's important that you have something there that's fun to see on Patreon. And that is what I've been working on from my end. And I think you're going to like it. No, really, there's a couple of things right now that I am absolutely like, can I finish it up? Can I show everybody? Can I show it? I keep telling Stephanie, can I share this now? She's like, no. Please, share. Don't share it till it's done. That's what you said. You share it when it's ready. Okay, all right. I'll share it when it's ready. Because if I share it too early, what'll happen is it gets into my head and I forget to finish it. So there we go. Yes. Paste picante sauce and Doritos. There you go. That is an absolute classic. Doritos and French onion dip. Rhonda, I gotta tell you, French onion dip was kind of unheard of on the West Coast. Like, it's weird. Like, I remember growing up in Michigan, you could go anywhere and get a French onion dip to go with your. Well, I take that back. It wasn't every. It was at least closer to the Seattle area. It was hard to find. My friend Joe found some. But coming back here to Pennsylvania, was it Mong's? Is that the one? There's like a local company that makes their French onion dip, and I think I put about a gallon of that down with some chips. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. We do make a lot of our own food. We eat very well. We eat healthy very well. We don't eat expensively, but we do make a lot of things from scratch with the help of our cats. Yeah, and so we'll do that. But French onion dip, just ready to go, and chips. I will kill that. Yes, Ruffles, thicker ones especially. Yes, absolutely. Jalapeno poppers, all that good stuff. Yeah. Actually, I'm becoming more enamored with this, and I think I can rescue the edge part. You know, if I paint something I like and float it, maybe I zonk this part off right here and just float the whole thing. That might be the way to go. Yeah. And then and then mount it at an angle like this. So it's like, or you can make it look like they're actually holding it like a toy. There we go. That's cool. All right. Well, we got a partial bit done. Alrighty, folks. I am going to wrap things up. It's almost it's almost out of 2 hours. I get to that point. I'm there. But thank you everybody so much for hanging out with me on Friday. We will be back next Friday for some more. You're with Wes on the Ruffles and French dip. Yeah, me too. In fact, I could use some right now, actually. That sounds freaking amazing. Yes. But yeah, thank you for reminding me that Super Bowl's on Sunday. God, I'm such a nerd. That's funny. You made your own French onion, your own onion dip once. It took 3 hours to deeply caramelize all the onions. Well, Wes, that was worth it right there. A good slow caramelization of onions. Oh, hello. Yeah. See you Sunday. Thank you. Off to feed the beast. Get the cats fed. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you hanging out here. I will have the final of today posted on Discord, and we will catch some of you on Sunday and the rest of you next Friday. In the meantime, everybody stay safe. Keep on the lookout for your neighbors, and we'll get through this bullshit together. Thank you, everyone, and I will send you off with our... Where is my outro? Thanks, everyone. Cheers. All right, so I've taken my white paint with my little fan brush here, and let's just see how crazy this goes. This is where I throw paint everywhere. That just kind of gives it an air of legitimacy that it doesn't deserve. Bob Ross the shit out of this painting.